Amazon just fired 16,000 people, and there's a debate that's heating up around this. On one side, you have the people that are the fear-based people saying that AI is coming to take your job and replace all humans. And on the other side, you have people saying that AI fears are overblown, it's not that big of a deal, and it's just a bunch of tech bros like me trying to scare you so they can sell software. What bothers me is I see a lot of advice out there that I completely disagree with about what you should do to kind of future-proof yourself against AI, and I do see that this fear is real. I see it in my comments, and I see it when I talk to people in everyday life. Next week, I'm going to visit family, and they always ask me what they should do because they have the same fears that you all do. And in this video, I'm going to give you the exact advice, the 3 steps that I think you should take to make sure you stay one step ahead of these AI fears that you might have. But before I do that, let me talk a little bit more about what's happening with Amazon and their side of the story, and then what some of the people that actually got fired today, some of the 16,000 people that lost their jobs today, have to say about what happened. Amazon's side of the story is a classic big company PR story. They say they want to make bigger investments into AI infrastructure, that they might have overhired during COVID, and that they just want to become a more agile company. Fair enough. I understand where Amazon's coming from here. But there's another side of the story, and I found a really good post today on X from Plum, who actually worked for Amazon and got fired this morning. And I want to take a look at what he said real quick because I think it'll help frame what's going on here and my recommendations for you to stay ahead of AI. So this is Plum, and he posted that he got laid off today along with 16,000 of his peers. And he says a lot of people are blaming this on AI, but that's not really happening. The interesting thing here is that he worked as an L7 in an AI enablement department and had been there for 8 years and knew what he was doing, made systems for executives that they depended on, and he was still cut. But then he says this, here's the part we're all supposed to politely ignore. In the US right now, experience isn't an asset, it's a liability. And if you're expensive because you're good at what you do, the system eventually optimizes you out. So this is a great insight by him, and it's very true. And you can see how this kind of puts you in a tough spot. If you're a good employee and you're working for a company that's doing well, it's literally designed to optimize you out over time because you do become more expensive and there are cheaper options. And if you're not good at what you do, that puts you in a bad spot too because you're completely disposable and they could cut you because you're a line item as well. At the end of the day, we have to remember that corporations are beholden to shareholders and they need to make profits on very short-term time horizons, quarterly. But now let's talk about what steps you can take to actually stay ahead of AI. The advice I hear out there is this: go learn AI. And I have no idea what that means. Does that mean you're supposed to go learn how to chat with ChatGPT or Claude? Does that mean you need to learn how to do prompt engineering? I work with AI every day, as if you watch this channel, you know, and I have no idea what that stuff means. Go learn AI. That's saying like, go learn the internet. It just doesn't make sense. Instead, here's what you should do. Step 0 is to frame all of this stuff right. And there's a little philosophical take out there called Pascal's wager. And essentially what that means is when you have a decision to make or you're trying to figure out what to do, assume a worst case scenario and then act from there. So in this case, step 0 is to assume that yes, AI is coming for your job. Assume that your company is looking for every way they can to get rid of you and fire you. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. And that's not my point. My point is that sitting back and debating whether these things are true or not doesn't put you in any advantage whatsoever. Step 1 is simple. It's to start taking notes about what you do in your daily life, whether you have a job or you don't have a job. It's to just literally start observing what you do in your daily life and then start a list of things that you hate doing. The good thing about this approach is everybody has stuff that they hate doing, which is perfect because it gives you an endless backlog of ideas. Do that for the next day or two and make a big long list of things you hate doing. Then you want to take your things I hate doing list and prioritize them of the things that cause you the most pain and that you think you can actually solve. Don't overthink this. Don't try to get perfect with your prioritization. That's a big mistake. Just kind of look at ones, rank your top 5, and then pick one from that group that you're going to actually try to solve. Then step 2 is to pick a technology stack. This is really important. And if you don't know what a technology stack is, that's just a bunch of technologies that you'll use to try to solve something. And the important part here is to pick a set of technologies that intimidate you a little bit, that you actually don't know that much about. This is important because this is not supposed to be easy. This is like lifting weights. You're supposed to push yourself to kind of the outskirts of your capabilities and solve problems in that way. So if you're a beginner and you don't know much about AI, I would suggest just doing something like Make.com or Zapier or N8N. I'll put links to some of these things in the description. Or if you're more experienced, actually go out and try to code something from scratch. Download something like Claude Code. Look at what databases you want to use. I've built my recent apps on Convex. You can try that out. Look at Supabase, some of these things. The point is you need to go out and pick some technologies that are a little bit beyond what your capabilities are right now. Step 3 is to actually try to solve this, but try to solve it in a very specific way. One, you need to time box yourself. So I would put 3 days on the calendar. Go out 3 days, and by the end of 3 days, you should have some sort of built solution no matter what. The second thing here is you do not want to take any tutorials on this stuff. Don't go look up how to use N8N or how to use Claude Code or how to set up a Convex database. You want to go through all this from scratch and do this with a coding assistant or an AI assistant like ChatGPT if you're not inside of a coding assistant, or something like Claude Code if you're comfortable in the terminal. And then you want to work with an AI assistant to map out every single step that it takes to achieve a solution within that thing that you hate doing that you've decided to solve. So it looks literally like this. I wake up in the morning and I know I have to file expense reports for my job. That means I have to go to 3 different pieces of software and gather up all the expense statements from different places and put them together. I get them into a spreadsheet. After that, I have 3 bosses that I have to send this stuff out to, and they all want these expense reports displayed in a little bit of a different way, yada, yada, yada. Map out these steps in detail with your AI and literally make a document with your AI that says step 1 through step 200, whatever it takes. And that's where you start. This is going to be the start of you trying to solve this problem with an AI. So the conversation you want to have is, here's this thing that I hate doing. Here are the steps of this thing I hate doing. How can I solve this? And do not try to go out and, again, don't watch tutorials. Work through this with the AI and come up with solutions, even if they're not the best solution, with your AI, and then implement them. What you'll have at the end of the 3 days is some sort of solution. It might not be a good solution, but it will be a solution. And at the end of 3 days, you'll be much smarter and much more capable of not just learning AI, but using AI to solve valuable problems, because the problem you're solving is valuable to at least one person, which is you. Then for the next few days, make sure that you use the tool that you just built. Don't just set it down and say, okay, I built it, and wipe your hands and say, I'm done. Use it, because next thing you're going to do is make a choice. You're either going to decide to improve that thing that you just built, or you're going to decide to repeat this process all over again. And that's really what step 4 is. I know I said there were only 3 steps, but step 4 is to rinse and repeat this once a week until you are a badass at using AI to solve valuable problems. I promise you, if you do this for 3 months, you will not be scared of what's going to happen with AI. Instead, you're going to feel enabled, and you're going to say, I'm better than 99.9% of people at using AI to solve problems. Then you can take that skill set and apply it to whatever it is you're doing at work, or you'll be in a position to go out and start building your own solutions to maybe sell to other people. Either way, what this gives you is way more optionality. And when we move into this AI future where no one knows what's going to happen, we don't know what it's going to do to the job market, optionality is what you're going to shoot for, because the only prediction I have is that it will be kind of a tumultuous future, especially here in the next few years. And your job, whether that's as an entrepreneur or working for a company, is going to change drastically. And this is how you get ready for those changes. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I thought this was a really cool post by Plum. And it bothers me when I hear the advice to just go out and learn AI. And I do see a lot of fear in people that subscribe to this channel and in the people I talk to. And I hope this helps you ease your mind a bit and gives you some very actionable things you can do. I'll talk to you tomorrow.